Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shetler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
Skunk River Radio is online radio for Southeast Iowa, playing country music from 1990 through 2010, along with Iowa country music. Listen to Steve Shetler weekdays from 6 a.m. to noon and The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio also has programs like Living the Country Life, Successful Farming, and the National Day Spotlight, along with Southeast Iowa weather, community calendar, and more. Plus, weekend programming like Midwest Country Music Originals, Country Legends Jukebox with Jay Dean, and Les Butler and Friends Bluegrass Gospel Hour. All of this plus all your country music favorites like Garth, Reba, Shania, Brooks and Dunn, and many, many more. Listen to Skunk River Radio at skunkriverradio.com, download the app with Apple and Android devices, or listen on Alexa and Google Assistant. Skunk River Radio, online radio for Southeast Iowa.
And a good morning. Time for the sports section. We are live at Barnwired in downtown Sigourney, Iowa, 119 East Marion Street. You can call in your order if you want at 641-622-9912. Stop in for breakfast. Stop in for some coffee to get you started on this Saturday. Maybe do some shopping as well. It is time to get started with our show. We have got a full show. Sigourney boys basketball coach Mitch Eslick going to be coming in to recap the Sigourney boys basketball season. We'll also be talking to Mindy Jensen and some of the Sigourney Special Olympians as well later in the show. But right now we're going to go to our host, Andy McGuire, who is back for his final week until the fall. I'm holding you to it, Andy. You're coming back in the fall to talk about football. But Andy, we are kicking it off with your hometown for the first time ever. We have a Washington High School athlete with us. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, way to wrap up the season of my face on this camera. But I am looking forward to come back, even though you did fire me. I will return. But yes, finally, a Washington Demon is joining us on the sports section. And this Washington Demon is Caden Zier, freshman bowling phenom, right, Caden?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me about yourself.
All right, I'm Caden Zier. I'm from Washington High School, and I'm a freshman. I got like 5 brothers, and got my mom and dad. Day in the life is just schoolwork, practicing bowling whenever I can, and hanging out with family.
And also working bowling. You said before we got on the air, Caden was telling me that this afternoon he has to go to Iowa City and work at the bowling alley as well, right?
Yes.
So which lane are you working at in Iowa City? Colonial, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir.
All right, what do you do for Colonial lanes? We'll start talking about school and stuff, but let's do the roll up the sleeves, talk about work first.
I work at the cafe, so like I take people's orders and then I bring them out to them, so whenever they're ready.
Get any fringe benefits from this gig? You take orders, deliver food, finish your shift, and maybe hit the lanes?
Yep, every day if I can.
Good man. All right, that's what you got to do. All right, let's talk about this bowling season. How did the regular season go for you this year, Caden?
I think the regular season went all right. There were some ups and downs for sure, but I think next year if we just work as a team and keep hyped, I think we'll have a great year.
Talk to me about your team. How many teammates do you have on this Washington bowling team?
There's 7 of us, but there's 7 of us. But we're losing 2 next year to seniors, so there's only going to be 5, maybe 6.
All right. And you guys do individual bowling, but you also do like the Baker matches. Is that correct?
Yes.
Which is your favorite? Just regular straight bowling or Baker.
I like the Bakers because it gets very hyped and energetic, and I like when our team's communicating and working together.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that. You know, we have the Sigourney Bowlers on here, and they talk about those Baker matches, and it sounds like that's kind of a drop the gloves and have some good times, right?
Yes.
And we were talking about this before we went on the air. I'm not a good bowler, but I shot a 120 one time, and Caden says that's actually pretty good. So talk to me about your scores. Like, what is a really good bowler for a high school bowler? What kind of scores are they posting?
On average, it's usually around 200 to like the 230 mark for the most part. I mean, there's some games here and there that are up in like the 250s, 260s area. But yeah, it's somewhere around that 200 to 230 average. Even like a 190 is not too bad either because you can easily bounce back.
And so you made it to state as a freshman. Talk to me about your averages. What kind of goals did you set for yourself at the beginning of the season? Did you set average goals? And then if you did you achieve those goals?
I didn't really have an average goal. I just had a goal to like show up and actually participate and help the team get motivated, and I think I did achieve that. But I mean, I wasn't mad about my average for first year either, with a 202 average for the year.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That's better than Shetler's score, I'm sure of that, right, Steve? What's your bowling average?
Well, on Wii bowling, you don't want to mess with me. I am a heck of a Wii bowler.
got
Real
that
life
wrist
bowling,
flick?
yes, it's on the wrist. Real life bowling, I haven't bowled in forever.
Yeah. I like to give Shetler a hard time. If you want to join me, you're more than welcome. Okay, so you make it to state. Was that a goal or was that just a surprise?
That was honestly just a surprise. I only shot like 213 game one. The scoring pace was like 230, 240s, 250s. One kid shot 280. So I didn't honestly expect to make it, but I kept my head in the game and fought through it and came back with the 260 and then went 220.
That's nice. That's a good point, Caden. I want to talk about that mental toughness when it comes to bowling. What do you do to get your head right? Is there like some prep work that you do to go into, you know, a contest, or how do you keep that straight?
For state qualifier, honestly, it was just rock, paper, scissors, shoot with me and my coach. Believe it or not, it was more of like the get my mind off of the game itself and have fun while you're there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't heard of that technique. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah,
Who wins more of those matches?
that would be me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's your secret? Because I lose all the time with my kids.
I got onto her fast because she kept going like shit. We both went rock first and then paper, so I stayed with paper because she would always go to rock next.
Yeah.
So.
Do you ever watch the hand and you know what
No.
which way they're going? So you
That's
can jump
cheap.
It? That's
Yeah.
All right, you're a purist. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot purist right here. Okay, so you make it to state. You're a little bit surprised, but you shouldn't be, right? I mean, what I understand is that your dad was a bowling coach at one point in time, so you have some pedigree running through you in terms of bowling, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about your coaching staff. Who do you have for coaches?
Our coach is Mackenzie Martin, and she's pretty good, but I think it's a little rougher coming on with a first two-hander in the team, so she got to kind of learn my ball motion, so she hasn't adapted to that quite yet. But once she does, I think she'll be a great coach, and I think we'll succeed.
Okay. Talk to me about that ball motion. What if you're the coach? What are you looking at if you're evaluating individual bowlers?
If their ball reaction is lazy, so like if it's not coming up through the pocket, it's not like carrying the 10-pin or whatnot, you probably should just change balls to something that's a little more smooth that's going to hit the pocket with some force. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, now we're going to dive into equipment. You're talking about a smooth ball, pocket placement, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you want to hit the 1-3 pocket for the most part.
What are you talking about, my friend?
Head pin.
Okay.
And then that pin.
Ah, gotcha.
But if you're lefty, you want to go this pin and that pin.
Okay, so you're trying to bring the ball across
Yeah.
the set,
Basically.
right? All right. Okay. And as far as the ball goes, you have a custom ball, right?
Yeah,
That fits your hand?
I just bought my 12th bowling ball on Thursday.
12?
Yeah.
My gosh. Okay.
That's why he has to work on a Saturday,
That's
so he can
exactly
buy his
right,
next
yeah.
ball.
You better start delivering more French fries and burgers.
All right.
We're going to pay for that. What does a bowling ball cost, Caden?
This last one was $250.
Oh, good grief. And you've got a dozen of these things?
Yeah, I got a dozen. Most of them, my mom and dad pay for those. So.
Oh, got to have them.
Yep.
Absolutely. So what are the difference between these balls that you need 12 of them?
All right. So basically, there's some pearl, some solid, and then hybrids. So those solids are more of your like dull balls, but you can definitely shine them up as well. if you shine them, they're going to react to the lane a little better if the lane's shinier. But if they're dull, the lane's going to, if your ball's dull and the lane's dull, it's just going to hook more. So basically, if you can, you want to go shiny on shiny, dull on dull. Or shiny on dull, I guess, technically.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Man alive, I'm learning a ton from you. You should have been here a lot sooner. I should have had Caden on before we talked to the Sigourney Bowlers. Then I would have actually had a fighting chance. Because you're doing a heck of a lot better job than the Sigourney kids did, because they didn't know how to explain, all these secrets and details. I'm going to get kicked off of this show and ran out of town.
You can say that because this is your last show for a while.
Yeah, what am I going to do, get fired again? But no, this is fascinating. I do know, though, a guy that I work with owns the Sigourney Bowling Alley, Keokuk County Bowl. I've talked to him about the lanes specifically, and he talks about real wood lanes versus synthetic lanes. Do you pay attention to that too?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're actually rolling on?
So synthetic is a lot easier to adapt to, just because their lanes are definitely going to be newer, not necessarily new, but they're going to be newer and they're going to be easier to roll on. So it's just like, if you look at Fairfield, their lanes are super old, so like the second your ball hits the lane, it's probably going to hook.
Yeah. Is that a good thing, or you just have to adapt to it?
That's a bad thing.
Bad thing.
That was my lowest series of the year,
Uh-huh.
but it was like the highest series there. So.
It wouldn't be the first time someone from Washington said, I don't really want to go to Fairfield or Mount Pleasant.
I can deal with Mount Pleasant, just their approaches are really bad because I fall like every time.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks. I can deal with Mount Pleasant. That's all good, my friend. All right, so we've talked through the equipment. We've talked through the lanes, regular season, state. How was it getting to state? What was that experience like?
It was really crazy because the night before I went up in practice and I had all my buddies there, and I shot 300, my first 300 on the practice before state.
You rolled a perfect game on your practice before state.
Yeah, I did. So that was a little nerve-wracking going into the next day, but I think for state it was more of the mental game that kind of shot me down in the first game.
Yeah. And so you ended up at 14th, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about 14th place?
I'm honestly all right with that because I was only like 19-ish pins out of cut,
Yeah.
so there was nothing to be
Heck no.
bad about that. Got 3 more years to try to make it, too.
Oh, try to make it. You're going to make it. Yeah. We got to flush the try business, and it's going to happen. And now it's just a matter of rock, paper, scissors your way all the way to the championship, huh?
Oh, yeah. We're going to try
right.
next year.
So let's talk about other interests. We were talking about bowling movies, and we can only come up with 2, Kingpin and The Big Lebowski, which you've seen one of the 2. You're going to have to watch the other one if Mom and Dad allow this, right?
Alrighty.
And then we're going to have a report back on which one's the better of the 2.
Okay.
I have my opinion, but I'm not going to share it with you because I want you to come back and tell me which one you like better.
All right.
But what do you do for fun outside of bowling?
I like hanging out with my friends, just kind of cruising around town if available.
Yeah.
And going like the other high school events like basketball, because I don't do that anymore with bowling at the same time as that. But I like going to support our team, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing. I play Xbox a little bit with my friends as well.
Oh, yeah. We had the esports team on, 2 weeks ago, Steve? Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that.
Is there an esports team in Washington?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They went to state 2 years in a row, and they got second both years.
Nice. What game are you playing on the Xbox?
Mostly Madden, PBA 26, and yeah, that's about it. Rocket League.
Nice. Yeah, those are
Nothing
my
too
kids'
crazy.
favorites too. Back in the day, I played a pretty mean Mario, but all the buttons on these new controllers, it overloads my mind. But yeah, cruising around town. Back in my day, and I'm sure Dad remembers this, we used to cruise the 4s. You'd make a loop on one place and come back around and do that thing. You guys don't do that anymore, do you?
Nah.
You're just buzzing around,
Yep.
seeing what kind of mischief you can get into, right?
Yeah. As long as we don't get caught.
There you go. Yep. Innocent until proven guilty, right,
Yep.
Caden? All right, so hidden talents. You mentioned that you can sing before we got on air.
Yeah, I can sing. Not very good, but
You wanna give
better
it a
than
shot?
I can. Nah, I'm good. Better than I can dance, though.
Yeah? What's your song? What's your tune? What do you sing to? Whatever?
Yeah, basically.
Are you in choir?
No.
But you can sing, but you're not in choir?
Yeah, because our choir teacher, 2 years ruined it for us. Yeah.
All right. That's too bad. All right. What else do you want to share with me?
Whatever you ask.
Great response. Do you have any jokes?
No.
I got
I'm
a dad
I'm not
joke.
a funny person.
I got a dad joke for you, Caden. How do you make a boogie? I botched it. Never mind.
Don't look at me. I don't know
I
what
know.
your joke is.
How do you make a Kleenex dance?
You boogie.
You put a boogie in it. See? That's a great dad joke. Don't be doing that to me. All right. Shetler, what questions do you have for the Washington Phenom Bowl?
I don't know. I just want to say that for a freshman coming in on one day's notice, you have handled this interview like a pro. Yeah. So thumbs up. You do a great interview, Caden.
Thank you.
He does. Yeah, well-spoken, awesome young man. What else would you expect from a Washington Demon? And why don't you stand up so we can see this shirt that you have on, because this is the official Washington Bowling uni.
And then the back's nothing different, just
look at that.
name on it.
Cool.
That logo, Caden, has been a bit controversial over the years, the Washington Demons.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, it has. How do you feel about being a Washington Demon?
Actually, I couldn't be more proud of it. Other than hopefully next year, the last couple years of my high school year, we have a team. That way we don't have to ship out to any other close districts.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, you heard it here first. Washington Demon, freshman bowler. You're going to be back, buddy, and we're going to talk about the movies, and we're going to talk about the next step in your bowling career. And hopefully you've moved up a little bit in that business at Colonial Lanes, and you're no longer bussing tables, but maybe you're working on the lanes and doing what needs to be done to make the bowlers better up there.
All righty.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Caden. Appreciate it. And stay tuned. Again, still to come, we got Mindy Jensen and some of the Sigourney Special Olympians coming in a little bit later on. Up next, we'll have Sigourney boys basketball coach Mitch Eslick.
At Beacon Community Schools, opportunity isn't limited. It's everywhere. From FFA to music, business to athletics, our students explore it all. Small class sizes mean big advantages. Personal attention, strong relationships, and academic success that goes above and beyond. You're more than a student. You're a story, a voice, a vital part of our school family. From the classroom to the kitchen, every adult helps shape futures. At Beacon, pride runs deep, where everybody is somebody.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You gotta stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or go to aerealtyinc.com.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house, from lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
And we're doing the sports section. We're live at Barnwired in downtown Sigourney on this Saturday morning. And thanks to Caden from Washington Bowling for being on the show in the last segment. He did a fantastic job. We've got Andy McGuire hosting. It's Andy's last week until the fall. And Andy, we've got Coach Mitch Eslick from the Sigourney boys basketball team in next. Take it away.
All right, Coach. Wrapped up the season, unfortunately, a little over a week ago now, right? Yeah. And dropped one to Monty. Played a good game, but a decent game, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna.
I'm gonna ask you
that. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you some more questions about that, or we can talk about that. But anyway, a pretty darn good season.
Yeah, it was.
We talked early in the year goals. I thought maybe we were shooting for a conference title. I know, as all coaches need to do, we need to temper that a little bit. But still, nonetheless, nothing to frown about as far as this season goes. Coach, talk to me about it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think we certainly had some high expectations going into the year, as you always do. I mean, you always kind of have those goals at start of season, but with what we brought back from the year before and the experience we had, we certainly had some lofty goals and expectations, and we didn't get there. But anytime you win 18 games like we did, you're never going to be disappointed with that. I mean, the on-court stuff was really good from our kids all year long, and we would have liked to have there's just a couple of those important games we didn't play as well as we could have. And there just wasn't any margin for error. Linville Sully didn't lose a game in the regular season, and so you were going to have to be perfect if you wanted to win the league. And then we kind of got thrown into that conference tournament district where we had Montezuma, and then if we would have won that, we would have had Linville Sully, and so saw a lot of the same teams we saw during the year. And it was a disappointing loss at Montezuma on Thursday night. Just didn't shoot the ball well. Picked a really poor night to not shoot it well when we had been early throughout the last really month of the year. And but that's basketball. I mean, some nights you're gonna light it up, and other nights you're gonna be really cold, and you got to try to find a way to win on those nights that you don't shoot it well, and we just weren't able to do enough to do that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't pick up the win against Monty to have that chance to go to Linville Sully. I think that there's opportunities there where you can pick those up, and then you have a chance to go pretty darn deep into the postseason. But that's a testament to the team. You mentioned on court doing the things right. I watched the team all the way through when I could, and you're sending off some really, really high quality seniors there. Talk to me about your seniors just for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, all four of those guys just were, and we say on court, but man, off court they were. I mean, as a coach, we were spoiled with those guys. Zach and I both, just having kids who you don't have to worry about, how they're going to represent you, on the bus, how they're going to represent you when you're on the road, and then their actions on the court are always they're going to play well, but they're going to be just great role models for our younger kids and just for the entire community. And so Ty Goldman, Ty didn't get to play a ton this year just because he was behind some really good post guys, but a great teammate. I mean, came to practice and pushed our starters every day. And then when he got an opportunity to get in there, he did a nice job. And then the other three, they probably, when all said and done, they probably started 65 to 70 games in 3 years in a row as starters. Solon Yates, John Berg, and Braden Wood, and all of them were all conference by the coaches in our league. We had our all-conference meeting a couple weeks ago, and they were picked as 3 of the top 16 kids in our conference. And anytime you got 3 kids that talented, that are seniors, that are great leaders, you're going to have a lot of success. And everything that we did this year was really predicated on what those 4 guys did and how they led us. And we always say, you can be a good team if you're led by a coach, but if you want to be a really good team, you're going to have to be led by your players, and we were this year by those 4 guys.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I love to do on this show is highlight those players. And, it's tough to do it on a team where you have 10, 15, maybe even 20 players to talk about each individual one. So when we wrap a season, this is when I like to say, all right, tell me about those 4 guys individually, what they brought, and what their legacy would be for Sigourney Athletics.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I talked kind of individually about Ty a little bit at the beginning, but, Solon, I mean, the way that he shot the ball this year was just phenomenal. I think he ended up over 40% from the year from 3, which for a high school kid for anybody, college kid, NBA player. They'll take that. That's he just shot the ball at such an elite level this year. Set the school record for a single game. He had 9 against Moravia. Had tied it earlier in the year. I think he had 8 against Highland. And so, he was such a threat. Teams had to game plan him. They had to make sure that, they knew where he was at all times. And that really opened things up for the other kids as well. And, just his threat offensively was so big for us. I think he ended up, maybe 50 points shy of 1,000 in his career. He was our one guy that played a little bit as a freshman of these guys. So he had a little bit of an advantage point-wise there. And then, Braden Wood, I thought that, the way that he played the last month of the year really took us to another level. His offensive nights, he had multiple 20-point games, and he was always our best defender, always guarding the best kid on the other team. He guarded, point guards, he guarded, post guys, he guarded really anybody that we needed, and just such a good leader for us on the court, knowing where everyone's supposed to be and what everyone's supposed to do. And then John Burke, he was basically a walking double-double. He basically rolled out of bed with 15 points and 10 rebounds, and he had an ankle injury late in the year that hampered him a little bit, but just talk about a tough kid and a kid that was going to just attacked his rehab and only ended up missing 1 game. I thought he may be out for the year with how bad it looked the day after he did it on a Friday night, but he was able to play about 6-7 days later. So really proud of what all 3 of those guys did, and we're certainly going to miss them next year, because those were 3 guys that hardly came off the court in close games.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. All that you said about those guys is kind of the way that I saw it coming through, and those are 3 starters. And then the 4th, that it's just, how do you replace that level of leadership and toughness? Talking about John Burke specifically, big men of the sickle. John wasn't the biggest guy, but I think he might have been the best big man in the sickle. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're biased a little bit, but yeah, I am. But yeah, I'll take John over any of the big guys in our league, and he height-wise, he's not the biggest, but he played probably the biggest of anyone in our conference, and just has such a good feel for the game. just where rebounds were going to be, and just he played with that motor that just never stopped. He played, like I said, 32 minutes a night, and you look at him in the 4th quarter, and it looked like he was as fresh as could be. And so, he was such a big presence for us inside all year long, and he wasn't one of those guys that you're going to run a play for. If you try to post him up, that really wasn't his game. It was more, and which was nice for our other guys. He played off of our other guys so well. He was a great offensive rebounder, and he was the guy that when someone else drove, he knew where to be to get the kick and to finish at the rim. So and I think he had 2 really fun highlights. He had a great dunk against Highland. Ike threw it off the backboard to him, and he dunked it. And then the last game, our home game of the year against Molten Udell, we drew a 3 up for him. He hadn't shot one all year, and he made it. So he finished 1 for 1 for 3. So I'm sure that those are the 2 things he'd tell you he was the most proud of.
Oh, those are the best memories, Coach. When you get those chances to share those memories with those kids, and everybody gets a smile on it or whatever. But John Burke's a tough kid. I know during the football season he had some shoulder issues. It looked like maybe he wasn't going to come back. He did. Ankle injury in basketball, came back, had an impact. And then talking about toughness, Braden Wood last year off season worked on that knee, comes back for football, has a fantastic basketball season. Talk to me about Braden Wood's just leadership. That kid, whenever he's in a room, I'm drawn to him just in terms of the way that he carries himself, the way that he communicates. He is mature beyond his years.
Oh yeah, you nailed it on the head. I was joking. I said I think Braden's got a desk job. He's like 32. Yeah. He's putting money into his Roth IRA, and he's probably going to be like a U.S. senator at some point here if he wants to. Whatever he does, he's going to be amazing at. But talk about a kid that's mature beyond his years, and a kid that really gets it. Just understands what it takes to be successful and to win. And I really was happy for him, because it was really tough for him last year. That was a really hard decision for him to have that surgery, but he knew that if he waited through the basketball season he probably wasn't going to get back for football. I mean, he made it back for football, but not by a lot. And, I don't think he was probably 100% with his knee. He would never tell you that, but I don't think he was probably 100% with his knee at all year long. But he knew that, hey, this is my last chance. He's probably not going to play sports at the next level, and so he knew this was his last year to do it, and he left it all out there. I mean, I think he can probably sit there, now that his career's around. I don't think he's running track this year, but now that his career as a Sigourney Savage is over, he can pretty confidently say, I left it all out there and did everything for my teammates. That's really all that you can do is, if you compete and leave it out there, and he had a lot of success. I mean, he was part of a successful football season this year and a successful basketball year this year, and I'm sure that him and all the seniors would have wanted a little bit more. You always do. I told him that in the locker room after the game against Montezuma last week. I said, guys, this team was flawed. We weren't going to win a state title, so it's going to end at a loss somewhere. We wish it wasn't tonight, but I think that they'll all have memories that they can take away from this season because it was a really fun one for them and for me as a coach.
Yeah. And talking about memories, Solon Yates sets that record, 3-pointers in the game, right? 9.
Yep.
9 of them. Tied it with 8 a couple of times. And you talk about a kid that's got it figured out. Solon knows what he wants. He knows where he's going. He knows what he's doing. And phenomenal basketball career, baseball career. Golf, golf is front and center for Solon, but maybe not the most vocal leader, but definitely leads by example, and going to miss Solon as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, you nailed it. I mean, Solon, just with his actions every day, he came to practice every day, and he pushed the other kids to get better by what he did, and he really showed them hard work. I mean, you don't become a good shooter. That you don't become a good shooter without working at it. I mean, no one rolls out of bed and is a good shooter. That's something that takes repetition and hard work. And Solon was in the gym all summer, all fall. He didn't play football this year, and he was someone who worked at his craft, and it showed. I mean, he was a good shooter his sophomore year, a good shooter his junior, and he was a great shooter this year. I mean, his numbers prove that, and he worked incredibly hard. And yeah, I don't know many kids who can. We had that first round of the tournament game against Moulton Udell. It was one of those freaky 70-degree days, and it was President's Day. So we had a shoot around in the morning, I think at 10 o'clock, and we ran through their stuff and got some shots up, and I let him go at 11, and I think he went and played 36 holes of golf, and then came back and had 30 points in the first half against Moulton Udell. I don't know many kids who can do that. He probably shot like 3 under 2 in his 36 holes, but pretty impressive. He loves golf, and that's obviously his number one passion. But he worked incredibly hard at basketball as well, and really paid off with a phenomenal senior year.
Yeah, more points than strokes on 9 holes of golf.
Yeah, I bet you're right. That would have been an interesting prop bet there.
And then the fourth, Ty Goldman, who I think epitomizes what it takes to be a teammate, what it means to be a Sigourney Savage. Not in that starting lineup, competing for the spot, but shows up every day and does what he needs to do. Blue collar guy, and that's what he was on the football field too. Put him on the line, let him do the work, and then everybody else gets the accolades behind it. So
yeah, just a great kid. I mean, just the kind of kid that you want to be a part of your team. And that was at the beginning of the season. I talked to Ty before the season started because we kind of saw the writing on the wall. He's a post guy. We've got John. We've got a sophomore in Hunter Sellers who's really good. Would have started for a lot of teams for us. Hunter, or a lot of teams in our league. Hunter would have. And then you got Chase Clarahan. You got Lou, who's another post guy who's a junior who's really talented as well and would have played for a lot of teams in our league. And I said, hey Ty, right now, things can change, but right now you're the fourth guy, and there probably ain't going to be a lot of minutes for you. And I just want to make sure that you're okay with that, and know the expectation before the season starts. And he looked at me, he goes, yeah, I get it. And he goes, I just want to be a part of the team and help however possible. And that, like I said, that just talks about what kind of a kid Ty is. And, he's been playing with these guys growing up, Solon and Braden and John. And, they had, Isaac with them who graduated last year. And they had Ike with them who's, a grade below. And Ty's been with them throughout. And he just wanted to finish it off and see it through. And I think, senior night, he got the start against HLV. And I think he scored scored 6 or 7 points in the first 2 minutes of that game, and that just kind of showed hey, he'd be capable of doing a lot of really good stuff on some other teams in our league, but just unfortunately he was behind some guys. And that's the worst thing about being a basketball coach is you get 32 minutes, and I've tried to sneak 6, 7, 8 guys on the court before, and they never let me. Yeah. You can only put 5 out there, and so it's tough. I would have loved for Ty to play a little bit more this year, but he never complained, and I even talked to him again midway through the year, and I was just like, hey, I just want to make sure that you're all right with what's going on, as your senior year. And he said, yeah. He goes, I get it. He goes, I understand. He goes, and obviously he's a competitor. He wanted to be out there, but it wasn't in the cards. But he was a great teammate. He pushed the kids in practice, and I know he helped John, Hunter, and Lou get a lot better this year. Every day in practice.
Yeah. High quality, selfless kid. Got to give a shout out to Ty Goldman. Yeah, so awesome career for all 4 of those young men. Looking to see what they bring post high school. But you do have some young guys. You mentioned a handful of them coming into next year. What do you think Sigourney Savages are going to look like next year?
Yeah, we're really excited with what we have back. I mean, Coach Trummel's done a phenomenal job at the JV level. I think that they're, 40-1 in the last 2 years at the JV level. We have a really good sophomore group. A lot of those guys got some time at the varsity level. Landon Fish, Jordan Trummel, I already mentioned, Hunter Sellers, those guys as the sophomores. And we've got a really good junior group too. Landon Conrad started for us this year and did a really nice job. Ike Molnex has been a 3-year starter now for us. Hopefully next year we can get him through football a little healthier than we did this year, and he'll be ready to go from the jump and be a 4-year starter for us. And then we got Chase Clarahan, I mentioned, Carson O'Rourke, who had some minutes. And really one of the issues that I had this year was we had so much depth that there was a lot of nights where we had a lot of depth, but we also had those 3 seniors that were really hard to take off the court. So you're trying to find ways to mix and mingle and get your different rotations in there and find ways to get everybody minutes. And would have loved to have get a lot of those guys more minutes this year because they, last year at the JV level, that kind of core group I just mentioned right there, those, maybe 5 or 6 guys, they won every JV game by about 40 points. And so, you really can't throw them out on the JV court again next year when they've done that. So it was a challenge this year to find all of them minutes, but they really got a lot better in practice. And then they got a lot of RC time too. We had some games that were out of hand and they got in there, but we're really excited about what we have coming back. And some guys will really need to step up. I mean, we're going to lose a lot of production. Our top 3 leading scorers were those 3 seniors. They all average double figures. And but I think with more opportunity, those guys will. I'm pretty confident they'll be able to step up and step into some of those roles. And I think we'll have really good depth again next year. I think we'll have maybe 8 or 9 guys that will have experience. And then we've got young kids who from the JV level who are chomping at the bit, who didn't even have varsity suits this year that are going to be ready.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to in Sigourney basketball. I'm looking forward to it. Before I ask the final question to Coach Eslick, Steve, what do you have?
I know Rick Landgrebe was in the comments talking about that John Berg dunk a few weeks ago. And I know it's been – when was the Blaine Redder group? Because that was a dunk fest back when they – how long has that been, 10 years?
Ooh, dating me here. Yeah, I would say I think Blaine maybe was like 2015, 16, that group.
I mean, have you had much dunking since then?
No, we have not. Right. I think that John's dunk was the first one we had in multiple years. Yeah, that was probably the single highlight of the season. And Rick did such a great job on Thunder Country for us all year. We appreciate him. I know he had like 4 games in 1 week. He was going all over the place, and I'm sure he had a great call on John's dunk. But yeah, it was we had some dunkers there right when I first started. We had Andrew Fritz who could throw him down a little bit. That was my first year when Andrew was a senior, and then we had V and Brandon Stewart, and those guys could dunk it a little bit, and then Blaine but yeah, it's been a little hiatus on the dunkers, and so it was good to see John bring that back
for sure.
Yeah. All right, last question, Coach. LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Oh boy, put me on the spot here this morning. I mean, to be honest, LeBron's longevity is pretty incredible. I mean, that he's been able to do this for 20 plus years. But I mean, the peak of Michael Jordan, I don't think anyone's ever going to top that. I mean, 6 for 6 in the finals, and what he was able to do. I think his legacy will only get better as he gets older. But yeah, I mean, it's like that's splitting hairs right there. What's your thoughts on that? You got a strong opinion on that? I really don't have a strong opinion. I mean, if you put me, you made me make a decision, I'd probably pick Mike, but it's a win-win.
I think it's kind of biased, I think it's what area you grew up in, maybe a little bit plays into it. So I'm a Michael Jordan guy, but I always like to mess with people too. Somebody will ask me that question, I'll be like, Kobe.
I'll throw in Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
He's
Larry Bird.
Classic.
Larry Bird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I grew up, watching, all those guys, yeah, I think I'm a little biased, maybe towards the older one too, but I mean, it is incredible that LeBron's still playing, and just, I mean, what a freak of an athlete, and I don't know how many more years he's got left to go, but man, he's had a heck of a career.
Yeah, amen. Awesome players either way. I love watching them play basketball. Yeah. So that's it, Coach. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for being here earlier in the season. It's been a lot of fun watching this group, and I'm looking forward to basketball season. But we got a lot of sports to watch in between then, and that's going to be a lot of fun too.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's been a great year for us, for our entire programming. Coach Crawford, our athletic director, does such a great job with all of our sports and all of our coaches. I mean, we share so many of these kids, and just, I mean, Coach Jensen on the football side, he's in the weight room with them all year round, and he does a great job there too. And we're excited. Spring sports are a lot of them. Our kids are busy. Our kids are doing the play at the end of the year too. That's coming up here in a week, and they're really busy. And just the commitment that all of the coaches put together, and that all of our kids have. We're pretty lucky here in Sigourney to have that. And I get the less stress part of watching and doing a little commentating here for the next few months, and I'm looking forward to that. Basketball season wears me down mentally, and so I'm excited to watch too, and looking forward to a good spring sports, and then I know our summer sports will be good too.
All right, thanks for being here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll take a break, and we've got Mindy Jensen and Sigourney Special Olympians coming in next. The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com.
Skunk River Radio is online radio for Southeast Iowa, playing country music from 1990 through 2010, along with Iowa country music. Listen to Steve Shetler weekdays from 6 a.m. to noon, and The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio also has Southeast Iowa weather, community calendar, and we play all your country music favorites like Garth, Reba, Shania, Brooks and Dunn, and many, many more. Listen to Skunk River Radio at skunkriverradio.com. Download the app with Apple and Android devices, or listen on Alexa and Google Assistant. Skunk River Radio, online radio for Southeast Iowa.
Keota Community School District, we are proud to lead with innovation, excellence, and the heart. With our student-teacher ratio low, our classrooms are built for connection, giving every student the attention they deserve. We continue with our 4-day school week for the 25-26 school year, creating more time for personalized learning, enrichment, and support. And the results speak for themselves. In the 2024 ISAF scores, our students ranked number 1 in math and number 2 in English in our conference. That's academic achievement. That's community pride. That's Keota Schools.
Complete Care of Iowa is a medical clinic located in Sigourney, Iowa that provides care to patients of all ages. Located at 113 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Call 641-541-4040. Complete Care of Iowa is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday by appointment only. They're currently accepting new patients. Find more information at CompleteCareOfIowa.com. Complete Care of Iowa. Healthcare for where you are.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have a variety of family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience. Call 641-622-1170 to reach the clinic or 641-622-3184 to reach Jack's Corner Drug.
All right, we are back here live at Barnwired in downtown Sigourney on a Saturday morning. Stop in for some breakfast, some coffee, maybe do a little bit of shopping on this Saturday here at Barnwired in Sigourney. So far, we've had a great show. Andy McGuire's last week for a while till the fall. We've had Washington bowling on. We've had Sigourney boys basketball. And now we have Mindy Jensen and some of our Sigourney Savage Special Olympians. Andy McGuire, I will let you take it from here.
All right, so I start my broadcasting season with Coach Jensen of the Jared variety, and we're going to wrap it up on Coach Jensen of the Mindy variety. And Coach Jensen is going to share with us who she brought with her today.
Yes, I have Atticus Borman right here to my right. I have Ember, and her last name is Dunham, and then I have Toby Doan.
All right. Toby, Ember, and Atticus.
Yes.
I've done a good job remembering because I'm horrible with names. All right, so we'll start with Toby. Toby, what event do you participate in for Special Olympics?
We do bowling, basketball, and track and field.
Bowling, basketball, and track and field. Which one is your favorite?
I'll go for basketball and track and field.
Uh-huh. What events do you do in track and field, or is it just all one event?
We do softball throwing, and then we do a 100-meter dash on running.
All right. And where is your competition located?
Usually at Toma, and if we go on to state, it's in Ames.
Awesome, awesome. So let's ask Ember the same question. What events do you participate in?
Bowling, basketball, and track and field.
Oh, same thing as Toby. All right. Does everybody participate in the same things? Everybody does the same things.
For the most part.
For the most part. Okay.
There's a few that might skip one season because it's not their favorite, but most of them participate in all three.
All right. And Atticus does the same thing. Atticus, what's your favorite event?
Bowling.
Bowling. All right. So we have a basketball, track and field. We have bowling. And I forgot to ask Ember what her favorite event was.
Mine is basketball and track and field.
Basketball, track and field. All right. So we go to Ottumwa and we compete. And if we do really good, then we get to go to Ames and compete there too. All right. Have any of us been to Ames to participate there?
I have.
Yep. I know Toby's been on before, but I think Ember and Atticus, this is your first time being on the broadcast, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you nervous?
Yes.
You are a little bit. Atticus is nervous too.
Shaky.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm nervous too. I never know what Steve Shetler's going to do. He makes me nervous all the time. All right. So Ember, how often do you all practice your events?
Let's say every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Yeah. Is Coach Jensen? Does she push you pretty hard?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Is she really, really nice?
Yes.
She is. I believe you. I'll have to ask Coach Jensen, Jared, if that's true or not. What do you think he would say? Do you think he'd think that she's pretty nice? Mm-hmm. Does Jaden ever come and compete against you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
So maybe like he came once during bowling, right? And bowled with you
Yeah.
guys, but hasn't came during basketball season,
I see.
has he?
He's pretty busy playing basketball himself, so that's okay. All right. So what goals do you guys have for your competition? And we'll start with Toby. Do you want to do really well at basketball because that's one of your favorites, or track and field, or what is a goal that you might have?
I'll go for track and field.
Ember, how about you?
I want to go for track and field so I can get better at running faster.
Yeah. You have the build of a runner. Are you like a distance runner? You like to run long distances, or do you like to run really fast?
Really fast.
Yeah, I bet you're pretty fast. And Atticus, how about you? Bowling, right? We had a bowler on earlier from Washington.
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat him?
I don't know.
Maybe. If you had a really good day?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of a big guy. Are you able to push that ball down the lane pretty fast?
Yeah.
Right. All right. Do you have your own ball? That kid had like 12 bowling balls. Can you believe that?
I actually don't have my own ball.
No? You use the lane ball?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't have a bowling ball either. And it's like playing pool. I don't have my own cue, so I just shoot stick the way that we shoot stick, right, Toby?
Yep.
You like playing pool?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What are your hobbies outside of Special Olympics? Do you do anything for fun? Play video games, hang out with friends?
Use to hang out with friends and work on the farm and do whatever.
No, farm man. All right. You have animals, or you just row crop, or what are you doing out on the farm?
Everything.
Everything. That's what I like to hear. How about Amber? What do you do for fun outside of Special Olympics?
Who do you like to hang out with? Or who do you like to talk on the phone with or video message with?
I'd say Michaela.
Yeah. You got a friend?
Yes.
What do you guys talk about? Can I know that?
Is it top secret?
I don't really know.
No. Do
No.
you guys talk about boys at all?
Not really.
No. Yeah,
Good for you.
Boys.
Good for you. That can come later. Atticus, what do you do for fun outside of Special Olympics?
I basically just walk around in my basement and hang around and play video games sometimes.
Yeah. What's your favorite video game?
Like anything that's, where it's like 3D and walk around.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my favorite games too. Lots of opportunity to have some fun there. So, Coach Jensen, talk to me about Special Olympics, how long you've been involved, and what these contests look like.
We moved here in 2011. I would say it was 2012 when I first started helping. Judy Irwin was in charge of Special Olympics then. She knew she was going to retire, so she was kind of looking for someone to take over the reins. And I started doing it then, and I love it. Like, there's nothing like seeing them grow and see them participate and have a great time in our activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to some of these events, and I've helped out. I've played in some golf outings that fundraise for Special Olympics, and these folks that participate in this are some of the happiest, most genuine people that we will ever be around, and it's a
Absolutely.
wonderful opportunity to get involved and showcase the talents, because there are some really, really competitive people, right? Toby, have you ever competed against some really, really tough opponents?
I have before.
Yeah. But you tend to dominate, right? I can see it in your eye.
Yeah.
You're a competitive guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they are definitely always trying to get first place when we go to districts. So we have qualifying scores, we submit them, and then they put them into groups based on their age and their qualifying score. And then if they get first place at districts, then they get to move on to state. We actually have 4 kiddos moving on to state, and that's coming up. Can you tell them when it is, Atticus?
The 14th of March.
The 14th of March, and Atticus is actually one of those athletes who get to move on.
Oh, congratulations, Atticus. And is that in all 3 events? Do you compete in all 3 events, or you just get to compete in?
No,
in
it
your
goes
best
by
event?
season. So
Oh.
right now we're in basketball skills.
Gotcha.
Here in a week and a half, we'll move on and we'll start doing our track and field. For our spring session. So
Gotcha.
right now we're finishing up basketball skills. We go to state on Saturday, March 14th, and that'll be in the morning at Iowa City West High School.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Atticus moving on, we have Ember moving on, Michaela, and then Sean.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah, 4 of them.
Yeah,
That's
the
great.
Savages are getting it done on lots of different fronts. Basketball, track and field, bowling, the whole 9 yards. So you talk through the seasons, basketball skills. Are we talking about the basketball game, or is it just showcasing individual skills?
It definitely showcases their individual skills. So they do a series of 3 different things. They do spot shot, which is basically shooting from different spots on the key. And then they also do target pass, and then they do a speed dribble.
Okay. So, Atticus, what is your favorite skill in basketball, since you're the basketball state qualifier?
Basically like the spot shot.
Yeah? Knocking down the shots. So, Coach Eslick was just on here. Maybe we need to showcase your skills for him and get you rolled into the group as well. Ember, are you excited to take the next step and compete?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is her first time going to state in basketball skills, so she's very excited. She just joined us last year, right? Last year. So
Uh-huh. Fantastic. And Toby, what kind of goals do you have moving forward?
what's your goal for track and field?
I want to try to win on track this year like I did in 8th grade.
All right. You won it in 8th grade. You've been doing this a long time. All right. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you guys for coming up and speaking in front of the camera. We're going to see if Steve Shetler wants to ask you guys some questions.
Whenever we have you on, Mindy, I always ask you if people want to help out or how can people help out with Special Olympics if somebody's watching and they're interested in helping you out?
Yeah, right now, Kathy Glandon has been helping us as our assistant. Her husband has had some health problems, so she hasn't been able to help us as much. But yeah, we're more than happy to have volunteers. Of course, they have to be approved by the school district. We just have a little paperwork on that end, but we're happy to have people volunteer and help us out.
Yeah.
All right, and of course, so we have the page here on the Facebook video tagged for the Sigourney Special Olympics. So if people want to follow that page and follow along in your journey to the state events, they can do that as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. One last thing. People are watching this. Is there anybody that's watching that you'd like to say hi to?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Anyone in particular you want to do a shout out to?
No, not really.
Not really for Atticus. Nope. You want to say hi to mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister?
Sorry,
Just
guys, no
everybody.
shout outs today.
Mindy, you got to have one. Shout out to somebody.
I just would like to thank everyone who helps us. Literally, Amy O'Rourke has been helping us when Kathy hasn't been able to come. I appreciate her so very much. I couldn't do it by myself, especially when we're all participating, because we have 11 athletes. And so, it's a lot going on at one time. And, a lot of them, they have a hard time just staying focused or in that area. So it's good to have a little extra support. So I appreciate that.
Well, I'll give a shout out to Coach Mindy Jensen for helping these athletes along and doing what all coaches do, providing inspiration, guidance, leadership, all of those things that come along with developing these young folks.
Thank you. And also, if there are any students who would like to participate here in our district in Sigourney, we would love to have them. They just have to be 8 years old and have an intellectual disability, and they can participate with us. We'd love to continue to grow our team.
Yeah. Awesome opportunity.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. See, it wasn't so bad, was it? No.
Good job, guys. Oh, you guys did so awesome.
Best of luck to Sigourney Special Olympics coming up at the state event. You said on the 14th, right?
Yes.
All right. So follow their page and follow along. We'll take one last break. Andy and I will come back and wrap things up right after this.
Need eye-catching graphics for your business, team, or special event? Avenue 280 Digital Works creates custom digital designs, from social media posts and business cards to flyers, menus, sports posters, and special announcements. You receive the digital file, ready to post online or print anywhere. No contracts, no pressure. Make your visuals work harder for you. Contact Naomi at Avenue 280 Digital Works for all your graphic design needs.
Are you buying a wine gift to take to a Valentine's dinner? Consider a bottle of Tassel Ridge Sweethearts Rosé and possibly a box of Finale chocolate bonbons. If dinner features a steak or other beef dish, take a bottle of Iowa in the Dark. A chocolate dessert calls for a bottle of Tassel Ridge Asti Vasanti Pink, a sweet fizzy wine that will even pair with milk chocolate. These wines are available at Tassel Ridge Winery, and we can ship wines to addresses in Iowa where they can be received by someone who is at least 21 years old.
Aloha! You're invited to a tropical pool party this Saturday, February 28th from 11 a.m. to close at Main Street Pub and Grub in North English. Help us raise funds for Knoll Ridge Pool with a tropical celebration. There will be delicious food and drink, kid-friendly lunch, guest bartenders, a live auction at 10 p.m., music from Spike on the Mic from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., and lots of fun. It's this Saturday from 11 a.m. to close at Main Street Pub and Grub in North English. Hope to see you there.
You'll want to get to the Watch Your Opera House this Saturday at 7 p.m. for music from the boys. It's a free will donation, and Grant Ranch will be serving food. Lee, Adam, and the boys will be playing your favorite country tunes, along with some of their originals that'll have you dancing and singing along. Go to watchyouroperahouse.org for more info. It's the boys this Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Watch Your Opera House in Watch Your, Iowa. All right, we are back for one last segment here on the sports section. We're live at Barnwired in downtown Sigourney on your Saturday morning. You can stop in for coffee, breakfast, do some shopping, whatever trips your trigger. You can come in and throw things at Andy McGuire on the show. I don't know. If you don't like your food, you can just throw scrambled eggs at Andy. I don't know. Just being an idiot as usual.
What did I ever do to you?
That's Andy and I's favorite thing to do, is to give each other a hard time. Let's see here. Actually, before we officially wrap things up, let's take a look at our Male Athlete of the Week. Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics is the sponsor. Ryan Groom from North Mahaska Wrestling, state champ last weekend for Ryan Groom. So congratulations to Ryan. Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics Male Athlete of the Week. Our Female Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Kelly Style at State Farm Insurance. One of those Ottumwa girl freshman basketball players. They are loaded for the next 4 years. Hayden Keith. I think she rounds it out, because I think some of the other Ottumwa girls won it earlier this year. But Hayden Keith, Female Athlete of the Week, Kelly Style, State Farm, your sponsor for that. And then our Emma Ratliff American Family Insurance Team of the Week. How about those EBF boys wrestlers? They came away with all sorts of hardware from last weekend at the state wrestling tournament. They'll be on next week's show. Actually, I had trouble lining up some guests this week for this week's show until the last second, but we got a full show, and it was a great show. But next week, that's the funny thing. Next week's already loaded. We've got EBF boys wrestling, we've got Sigourney Kyoto boys wrestling, and we've got Sigourney girls basketball all lined up for next week. So it's going to be a good show. Andy, you're going to miss out next week.
I know. I'm bummed out. I was wanting to talk to all of those groups.
Yeah.
Because I think we talked to most of them earlier in the year, or we've talked to them in the past. So did you watch any of the state wrestling, Steve?
Clint Dye was doing all sorts of fantastic coverage on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. I saw that. I didn't actually get to see any of it like on TV or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
it was great. The coverage was awesome. All of the kids from the Steve Shetler family coverage area did phenomenal. It was a lot of fun to watch.
They are all of my family, the Steve Shetler family. Yeah, you're part of the family too. The McGuire family is part of the Steve Shetler family. The whole family.
I noticed that. I was traveling a little bit, and then I saw Aaron on, and then Brennan was on, and then Brennan was on again, and it's like, gosh, we've just infiltrated this Shetler world.
No, I love you guys and appreciate what you've been doing to help me out with all the sports stuff and everything. I mean, even Aaron is offering to fill in for Neil on the morning show if I ever need it.
Oh, man, that is dangerous. That dangerous.
Could be very dangerous. Speaking of which, here comes Neil Crott. Hey, coming up today in the sports world, we've got Iowa Penn State men's basketball. Hawks, they've been kind of up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster ride here lately, but I think they should take it to Penn State. What do you think?
I hope so. Hopefully it isn't another one of those games where you should win it and you don't, kind of like the Maryland deal. That was a debacle.
Yeah.
But, they knocked off Nebraska, and they've been playing well, so I hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Iowa State, big matchup with number 16 Texas Tech later on this afternoon. I'm not sure where that game is at. Might be at Texas Tech.
Could
be tough.
I don't know. Do you think the Cyclones are a one-seed quality?
I mean, they're looking like it. They're going to be a darn tough team.
Yeah, I don't want to face those guys if I'm in the bracket, but we'll see.
Yeah, speaking of brackets, it is official. I don't think Neil and I were talking about it on the morning show earlier this week. I was kind of throwing out the idea. But it is official now. We will be doing an online bracket game, I guess you could say, here on Steve Shetler Media, where people will be able to fill their brackets out. I'm going to start up an ESPN bracket group. We'll have a little prize from Brothers Market as our official sponsor. I think like $100 in Brothers Market gift cards. So it'll be free. Yeah. So people will be able to sign up, make their picks, and maybe win $100 in groceries from Brothers Market. So can't beat that.
Well, I can't win that. I am notoriously awful.
Oh, yeah.
In bracketology.
It'll be like some 6-year-old girl that doesn't know anything about NCAA basketball.
I hope so. She can go buy all the candy to her heart's content. $100 worth of, just that little area right by the register.
Exactly.
I would love to
just
see
buy it
that.
out.
The whole thing. Just load it all up. This is all mine. Exactly. I was in a poll one time. There were like 2,500 people in it, and I think I finished $24.99. I couldn't have picked them any worse than what I did.
All the 16 seeds to go to the Final Four
You
or
know,
what?
it's almost as impressive as actually winning the dang thing because you would
Yeah.
have to try to be that bad. But
Yeah, we should
I
actually
didn't try
have
to be
like
that
a
bad.
prize for last place too.
Yeah, that's right.
That might be worth doing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Andy, you're taking a 6-month hiatus now. You've been on board for 6 months. You'll come back in the fall for football season. What are you doing between now and then? What?
2 words: baseball, softball.
Yes. By the way, we haven't had contract negotiations, but I'll be doing some Kyoto baseball, softball this
Nice,
summer.
yes.
So if you're around, you'll do some announcing.
I will be around, and I kind of know a few of the kids on those teams.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the third word: golf. You know,
Oh,
Brennan's going to be stroking the club, hitting the little white dimply ball, and chasing that around. So that's going to be priority numero uno coming
Yeah.
up. But the other 2 are hitting baseball, softball, and I think Tate's on like 3 teams. So yeah, Saturday mornings are not good for this fellow
Yeah.
over probably the next 6 months.
In fact, you're going to go watch some basketball with your kids today, right?
I am, yeah. This is going to wrap up the little kids' basketball game. Actually, I think Tate's playing right now.
Well, you got to get going.
Yeah. I'm going to miss the first one, but I've got 10 to noon to 4,
Oh, is
and then
that it?
somewhere else in between there. So I'll get plenty of basketball today. No worries about that.
Well, Andy, we always appreciate you.
Yeah.
You do it. In all seriousness, you do a fantastic job. You're a great host. You're a great play-by-play guy. And couldn't ask for a better guy to have on board here on Steve Shetler Media.
Well, I appreciate you too, Steve. It's fun doing it. You know, amateur, whatever you call this broadcaster, but it's fun to share the stories of the kids, especially when they don't get a lot of coverage the way that some of the other athletes do in bigger communities. So fantastic work that you do, and I appreciate being a part of it.
All right, enough of this hug fest. Let's get out of here, Andy. We'll see you back in September.